Okay, so we're going to sew the sock that we've marked out to be the arms, tail, ears and mouth, and I'm just going to show you how to do that, and then I'll show you cutting them out. If you remember, we've marked out the cut lines, so we need to stay on the inside of those cut lines when we're sewing. I'm starting, as I did with the legs, I'm going to start at the end of the arms and do the arms in exactly the same way as we did the legs. So I'm starting at the open end of the sock, coming in from the side. I'm going to go forwards a little bit. And then I'm going to reverse back to the end again. I'm just going to encourage that fabric to move by pulling it slightly. Okay, and back forwards again, almost to halfway. Making sure the needle's down, press the foot up, turn the corner, and staying on the right hand side of that central cut line. I'm just taking the fabric from behind and just pulling it from behind so that the fabric keeps moving. Getting to near the end of that cut line, so I'm going to reverse now and then forwards again. Not too much, you don't need to reverse too much, just to get that secure finish. Wiggle it out, trim the threads long enough to dangle over the edge, and then I'm going to do the other arm exactly the same. Coming in from the open end side towards the middle, and then I'm going to reverse back to the edge. Needle down, press the foot up. We're going to spin that sock and then press the foot down and down the length of the arm. Just making sure that material keeps moving. Coming up to the end, just move that bit of thread out of the way and then reverse and forwards. Needle up, use the balance wheel, press the foot up and wiggle that out, trim your threads. Okay, and there we are, there's the arms. I'm going to go on and do the mouth now, so remember we're staying inside of the cut lines, not too much inside because you don't want them too small, just keep the cut line on the edge of the presser foot. So coming in and then again reversing at the start and the finish. Back to the edge, forward. Needle down, press the foot up, and I'm just going to rotate that there. You can trim off any loose threads as you go to keep them out of your way, stop possible tangling. Coming up to the end and reverse. Needle up, press the foot up, wiggle that out. There we go. I'm going to do the tail next, and you need to make sure that one end of your tail is open, so I'm going to start on the toe. You must start on the toe part for your tail and then make sure that that end is open so you can stuff it. Forwards, backwards. Just making sure that fabric's going to keep moving. There we go. Bring it to the end and reverse. So essentially the tail is one straightish line from the toe. And then your ears, if you remember back to your driving tests on the sewing machines, if you did a driving test, you went round a couple of roundabouts. Your ears are going to be a bit like doing that again, but with fabric. So trimming off my loose threads just so they don't get in the way. So we've got ear number 1, ear number 1 and ear number 2, ear. Press the foot down, forwards a little bit, backwards to the edge, forwards again, and going round that roundabout slowly and steadily, just making sure you're twisting that sock as you go. If you've gone wrong at any point, then just stop, lift the presser foot up, needle down, press the foot up, and just reposition the sock to where you need it to be. There we go, forwards, and then reverse at the end. Needle up, press the foot up, get out. And then the last shape on the sock, which is the other ear. Ear number 2. Press the foot down, forwards, reverse to the edge, and then forwards, round that shape. Just going to lift that up, round that shape. I've got a bit of a thread there. Just pull that out. Rest and reverse to finish. Needle up, press the foot up. There we go. And then so you'll see you've got the ears, tail, arms, mouth all sewn as pieces now. All you need is fabric scissors, and we're going to cut like we did the legs, one central cut line in between those 2 lines of stitching, making sure we don't cut across any stitching, using the whole length of the blades. And then at the end, we're going to actually, differently to the body and legs, we're going to cut across to separate the arm, but make sure you don't cut across any of that stitching. So I'm just going to miss that bit of stitching there, because we don't want to undo what we've just done. Okay, and so there's one arm. Same with the other arm. You can now cut across the top of it. That can be the open end that can be stuffed, making sure that you don't cut across that bit of stitching. And then you're going to cut out the ears and the mouth. Just cut, making sure you're not cutting over the stitching, you're cutting on the outside of the stitching. Just give it a little margin, like that. And then your ears, around the edge of your ears. You can trim off loose threads as you go, make it nice and neat. And your tail. So you've got an open end at one end, make sure you don't cut across the stitching. And then just cut this side of the stitches all the way down to the toe. There we go. And that last ear around here. Get rid of those. There. Now with the arms and the tail, you'll see you've got an open end that can be stuffed nicely, nice and easily. Turn them inside out. So we turn that inside out, like you did the legs. Now you've got a nice, neat arm there. That's one of the arms. Do the same with your tail and the other arm, and then you can stuff those. Now the ears and the mouth, you'll see you've got no open part. You're not going to stuff these. We will the mouth, but you're not going to stuff the ears. But so that you can turn these right way around and then be all nice and neat, what you're going to do is just skim a little bit off the top, off that non-sewn edge, the folded edge, making sure you avoid cutting through the stitches. And then you can turn that inside out. You've got one of your ears. Do the same with the other one. Just a little crescent, tiny shallow crescent shape in the middle, avoiding your stitching. Inside out, that's your other ear. And then your mouth, exactly the same on that folded edge. Just take off that fold and you've got your mouth to stitch on.